It's starting to find the times in comparison to the Platinum Class cars. The Platinum Class using the SR10 machine, 425 brake horsepower, about double the horsepower of the Pro 1500 SR3 machines, and that's 1500 cc's. The Pro 1340s featuring a 1340cc engine. Both derived from a motorcycle power plant, but completely rebuilt by Radical in the UK. And there's the 77 of Brady Clapham. And it's just gone quiet here on the front straightaway, but there's certainly all cars touring. Just had to look up and see if there are any flags at the flag station. There's not. It's green track. And Brady Clapham trying to put down a lap. He's got clear space, the 77. He's been guided by his older brother. And the family, certainly a bit of joshing as they wind each other up in the hospitality tent for the last two lunchtimes. But the Clapham's no stranger to the Radical paddock, typically up in the RCC, the Radical Cup Canada. Great to see so many Canadians coming down and enjoying the sunshine here at Sebring, but also the great action in the Radical Cup North America Series. So Mackay Stevens has just found his feet yet again on a 2:01.7. He's gone to the top of the charts in the Platinum Class. Faster than Steve Jenks at a 2:03.9. Louis Schreiber at a 2:04.1. So Mackay Stevens, the 22 machine, blisteringly quick. The question will be how that plays out over the championship. For that matter, which drivers are completing the full championship. Of course, Radical racing being so prevalent around North America, a number of drivers dipping in and dipping out of this championship, enjoying the spectacle of the national racing scene when it comes to their neck of the woods. Jace Bacon still on top of the charts in terms of Pro 1340, and it's nice to see that the timing loop there is displaying the classes, the colours of the class. So you can follow along and count down and see where those drivers are in terms of position in class. Scott Wagner hasn't started this one, nor has Wayne Williams, and that's a surprise. They're still in pit lane. David Albin is entered but isn't going to take part in this one. Great shot there of Steve Jenks in the 68. Steve Jenks with plenty of Formula experience under his belt. He's been vying for championships in the Radical Cup North America Series. But could 2025 be the year that Steve Jenks takes a title back for Group A? Jenks would certainly hope so. He's put everything into this season, purchasing a brand new SR10 XXR, the latest iteration of Radical's SR10 platform. And Jenks saying yesterday he really enjoys the new car. Just lots of little tweaks. You can see there a little bit of a cutout behind the front wheel. The slightly sculpted shape of that side pod adding downforce to the front end. Different steering rack too. Just slowing down the ratio of steering. Just adding a little more finesse and making it a little bit easier for the drivers to hustle these beasts around the racetrack. Improvements in the drivetrain as well. Steve Jenks, quick at the moment, in the threes at 2:03.9. See what he can do as he heads underneath the WeatherTech bridge through a pretty bumpy section of the circuit. It's like riding a bucking bronco around turn 17 here at Sebring. And Jenks will go through. He's come into pits. So obviously not quite happy with that lap. So we pick up one of the SR3s. Gustavo Raffles, second quickest in Pro 1500 at the moment. And the 72. So that is Aurora Strauss. Aurora Strauss, of course, she returns to the series as well. Our only female in the field. Strauss has found the podium a number of times, taken a couple of wins indeed in Radical Cup North America. Aurora has just embarked on a big project with her father and a number of other people. That's P1 Motor Club. As we've got a car just off, you can see Aurora just passing that car that's off at the exit of turn 10. P1 Motor Club, brand new motor club that will be on the east coast of Florida. And big announcement just recently that Primal Racing, the Radical dealer in Georgia, will also be setting up shop at P1 Motor Club in Port St. Lucie. Aurora Strauss at the moment. Sixth fastest in class. With a little bit of work to do. She's used to the Pro 1500 class cars. Been driving lots of GT cars in the meantime. And certainly some different techniques required for these high downforce machines. So Andy Vocal's found some pace. Jace Bacon's been eclipsed. Andy Vocal, our new provisional pole sitter in Pro 1340, a 2:11.8. He was ultra quick in the first couple of sectors, it looks like. And Andy Vocal has done the business there. So in fact, Sector 1 was stellar from Vocal. He's found tremendous pace out of that Pro 1340 machine and put himself in the mix of the Pro 1500s. So the red flag is out. Qualifying has come to a halt. There's still 6 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. But for those drivers that were trying to make up time and make up positions, we've got two cars off there at the exit of turn 10. This might be game, set, and match on qualifying session 1 of the Radical Cup North America Series for 2025. The safety vehicles are out on course. The red flag is out. Mackay Stevens is fastest in the Platinum class. Raider Nicole fastest in Pro 1500. That's a good start to his championship campaign. Gustavo Raffles second quickest in that class, and Andy Vocal has pipped Jace Bacon for the top step in terms of qualifying here for Pro 1340. Brady Clapham third fastest in Pro 1340, and in terms of the gold class in Pro 1500, it's Jack Yang who takes those honours. Mike Anzaldi, pretty good result for him, fourth fastest overall, or rather in the Pro 1500 class. And as usual, the Pro 1500's ultra competitive. 2:07.9 for Raider Nicole, but then a 8 for Raffles, an 8 for Yang, and Saudi just in the 9s, and Austin Riley in the 10s. So there is a couple of more safety vehicles just moving out onto the circuit. We can see a roller and one of the blowing pieces of equipment, so that we see a bit of debris on the circuit over at turn 10. This will set up an interesting battle in the Platinum class. Steve Jenks with a 2:03.9, Louis Schreiber a 2:04.1, Chip Roma 2:04.2. second, third and fourth quickest, ultra close in lap times, and that vies well for a strong race, the first race of the season. Jack Yang from China, representing a brand new team this weekend from the UK, Valor. First time in the USA racing in the Radical Cup North America Series. Of course, Valor has found success on this side of the pond, winning a World Finals title a couple of years ago out in Las Vegas. And so it looks like we're just going to get a replay of this incident out in turn 10. So we'll find out what was going on there, as it sounds like the cars are rolling back out of pit lane. So here we are. So a replay. This is heading down into turn 10, and you can see a lock up there through the trees, and quite a big moment, big impact there with the wall. And so car firing off to the left-hand side. And quite heavy impact there. So a fair amount of chaos. But Sebring, as it always does, doing an ultra good job of getting cars back underway here. There's 2 minutes 50 on the clock, and we're counting down. Now it's a 2-minute lap time effectively around Sebring. So everyone will start a final flyer, but you certainly won't be able to slow down on this warm-up lap, because there are so few moments left to go. And you can see again out of class cars just jockeying for position, trying to find some space. It's going to be ultra critical to do that. Get some clean air on the front diffuser, over the rear wing, because it's time for one more lap. This is going to set the grid for race 1. We're counting down. 2 minutes on the clock as someone leaves pit lane. I fear that's going to be too late. It's going to have to be an amazing lap around Sebring to start that one. That was one of the Cameron Racing cars, as Aurora Strauss goes out as well. But there's only 1 minute 40 left on the clock, so I think some of these drivers have just left it too late to get one more flyer around Sebring. So we're following now the 23 of Seth Bacon. The Bacon boys, as they're known. Seth Bacon, Jace Bacon, father and son racing together. It's a great sight that we see so often in Radical Cup racing. Drivers racing with their family members, enjoying the weekends and everything that Radical Cup racing has to offer. All right, well, the pack is rounding that final turn and starting their final lap here to set the grid for race 1 tomorrow morning. Who can find some time? Will Gustavo Raffles be able to close the gap on Raiden Nicole? Will Jack Yang eclipse them both? Can Jace Bacon find his feet and get back ahead of Andy Vocal, showing some speed that he perhaps didn't have earlier this weekend? Oh, it looks like someone's getting balked there a little bit. So I'm sure there's going to be some fists raised and everything else, because this final lap is going to set the grid. And the checker flag is flying here at Sebring, but a number of drivers completing that final tour. So Louis Schreiber, Chip Roma, Ben Blander, Steve Jenks, Drew Altman. Can anyone find some time to eclipse Mackay Stevens? Steve Jenks is trundling down pit lane, so it won't be him. Valen Venkatesh, he's also crossed the line. So too has Aurora Strauss. Valen Venkatesh, younger brother of Arul Venkatesh, and Arul missing this weekend, but we should expect to see him back in the championship. He's been a strong competitor in Pro 1500 out of California for the last few years. Spencer Schmidt crosses the line as well. Drew Altman does too. Louis Schreiber, it looks like this grid is pretty much set. Schreiber wasn't able to find any time. Neither has Jack Yang. Ben Blander, we're starting to see the checker flags next to those names. And nothing so far has changed. So it looks to me like the top three in Platinum class for qualifying, the first one of the 2025 seasons, is Mackay Stevens, Steve Jenks, Louis Schreiber. It's Raiden Nicole who's taken his maiden pole of the year in the 93 machine for Primal Racing in Pro 1500 from Gustavo Raffles. Jack Yang, 3 different nationalities represented on the top 3 of Pro 1500. And then Andy Vocal, an amazing job for him. The rookie driver, fastest in Pro 1340 from Jace Bacon and Brady Clapham. Well, it looks like Jack Yang has taken honours in the gold class. But that wraps up qualifying here at Sebring. Couple more drivers just are waiting to go through and finish their laps. But with 27 cars taking to the track, we're expecting big things tomorrow in race 1 of the championship. Be interesting to know the news. Why did Scott Wagner not go out? What about Wayne Williams? Some big names in the Platinum class not making any laps here at Sebring this afternoon. Of course, a long championship, 18 races, and only 1 point on the line for today. Of course, the bragging rights do help. But we do have final results here. Provisional, of course, until the cars go through the obligatory technical checks. But again, Mackay Stevens taking pole position, as does Raiden Nicole and Andy Vocal. And Jack Yang fastest in the gold class. So that has been the Radical Cup North America Series qualifying for race 1 at Sebring. Of course, tomorrow morning we'll start all the action, all the racing action, the first race of 3 from Sebring. And we're excited to see how this shakes out for the season, what the fights are in each of the classes. Come and join us tomorrow from sunny Sebring, and we'll see you for race 1.